This is the J-Hawks Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology.
All right, welcome aboard to the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. I'm Nate Clayburgh. Luke Baldwin will be the next voice you hear. Actual voice, not the one in your head.
This is Luke Baldwin's voice.
And we are set for high school football, basketball, not football. What am I thinking? We were just talking how this week just seems odd. It's a Friday and we got games tomorrow night too.
And actually the weather, it feels kind of footballish.
Yeah, it kind of does with the way the rain and the foggy weather, that type of thing. But we're inside. We're set to go. Girls, boys, doubleheader tonight as East Marshall makes their way up here to Jesup to face off against Jesup girls at 11-3. Just dropped out of the top 15 rankings with a loss this week to Appleton-Parkersburg over at Appleton, 55-39 on Tuesday night. East Marshall coming in the Mustangs at 5-12, and they are still looking for that first win in the NICL West as they come in again with, I think, 5 straight losses. And they have Jesup tonight and will host South Hardin. And these teams, there's 5 games left in this girls' regular season.
Yeah, Jason Pilcher and I were talking about that last, I guess, what was it, Monday, Tuesday, somewhere in there where you were out on assignment. And I can't hardly believe that the season's almost done.
Yeah, we're coming down. I think next week we'll learn of postseason assignments for the girls, and a really good chance, talking to Coach Smines, that girls could host. So
that'd be great.
So we'll see if Anthony can go to his coffers again and see if we can get any more postseason games. As we'll do a no-bake sale or something like that to make sure things can happen. But anyway, we are set for high school basketball. Boys will follow tonight, but what do you think? I can only handle these guys one night a week. No, you get us again tomorrow night as we get a rescheduled game that brings Olwine to town. Girls had faced them early in December and beat them 63-20, but we'll bring them back in here tomorrow night. And then next week, Wapsie Valley is now an away game because this is something we're going to talk about here in a little bit, but wrestling is hosting their first ever regional dual tournament that'll happen on Tuesday. We'll talk about that a little more later on, which will also bring us to another week of 2 basketball games at the end of next week. Let's turn things over to Dan Fox, our public address announcer here in Jesup.
Respecting the abilities of the opposition and the decisions of the officials, you can create an environment that is reflective of the community. Be a class act, be a good sport, be a winner in the game of sportsmanship. Please welcome tonight's game officials: Brian Byerly, Brady Forsyth, Kelly Holthoff. And now for the starting lineup for the Mustangs. Number 11, Morgan Newroth. Number 1, Veda Byron. Number 25, Michaela Halla. Number 33, Ava Brinkman. Number 41, Bailey Grant. The Mustangs are coached by Sean Thurn. And now for our J-Hawks, our junior number 2, Peyton Youngblood. Our junior number 5, Paige Bain. Our junior number 10, Peyton Boo. Our junior number 23, Olivia Nisbet. And our senior number 32, Adriana Bolden. The Jayhawks are coached by Jordan Conrad. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we honor our nation and flag while paying respect to our men and women in uniform around the world who protect our liberties and way of life with the playing of our national anthem.
for high school basketball, playing the national anthem from the Jesup High School Orchestra, pre-recorded, of course. But lineups, what do we have tonight, Luke?
Yes, sir. For your East Marshall Mustangs, we've got number 11, a senior guard, Morgan Neuroth. Number 1, a junior guard, Veda Bryan. 25, junior forward, Michaela Hala. 33, a senior forward, Ava Bringman. And number 41, a junior forward, Bailey Grant. For your Jesup J-Hawks, a junior guard, number 2, Peyton Youngblood. A junior forward, number 5, Sage Bain. Junior guard, number 10, Peyton Bowes. Junior center, number 23, Olivia Nesbitt. And senior guard, number 32, Adriana Bolden.
East Marshall does get the tip as they will work towards that north basket here inside the South Gym. As we broadcast from the upper patio, I'm Nate Clayberg. That's Luke Baldwin. Anthony Baldwin, our on-site producer, Eric Clark on camera tonight. Thanks for joining us no matter where you're from and who you're following. We appreciate you on the Jayhawk Sports Network on YouTube and also, is that what I said? Anthony Baldwin? We could go with that.
I was going to let it roll and see what kind of comments we get.
Yeah, that's what you get for multitasking at the same time. Anyway, Jesup will get the response here after opportunity for East Marshall, and here comes Jesup as Peyton Youngblood going to play that number 1 spot tonight more so and see if they can open up Peyton Youngblood or Peyton Bowes a little bit. Adriana Bolden has that ball in that far corner, and we'll see the first whistle of the game.
Yeah, that whistle's going to go against Veda Bryan, the 5'3" junior guard for East Marshall. Peyton Bowes to inbound on that far side, and I like that decision by Coach Conrad to try Peyton Youngblood at point guard. And I guess I shouldn't say try, and that's certainly nothing against Peyton Bowes at point guard, but Bowes is a great shooter. I like the idea of getting her off the ball a little bit, getting her, maybe in some pick and rolls and that sort of thing. Get the ball in her hands in motion so where she can pop and shoot like right there.
Had the opportunity. Rebound comes in for East Marshall. 7 minutes set to roll here in this first period. Dish off that left side. Opportunity comes up for Grant, and she will capitalize on it.
Grant, a 5'7" junior.
She's been only averaging a little over 3.3 per game.
Already right near her average. Peyton Youngblood long on the three-point attempt. That's going to go the opposite way.
Come off Mustangs. Bain's foot. So we got a number of kids in the house tonight, so halftime. I'm sure we'll get some youth basketball exhibition in.
Well, that I was about to ask what's going on, because the home side is packed to the max, and then I look at the visitors and it's pretty slim. So
yeah, but there's a ton of little kids over there in the student section.
Okay, so we must have some halftime exhibition games going on.
Or they just took a real interest in this Jesup team.
Well, that could be too.
Made a little extra worth their while. They heard there was good popcorn.
And that is true. Popcorn here is phenomenal.
It is.
If you've never been and had the Jesup popcorn.
I was at a school last night following wrestling. I'm not going to tell you which one, but
not good.
It was on the east side of Waterloo. Popcorn was questionable a little bit. Still eatable, edible.
Well, that narrows it down, Nate. I know you're trying to keep it a secret there, but as far as the school.
Oh, I see what I did there, yeah. I didn't name any names. It was just direction,
Olivia Nesbitt with the little jumper in the lane.
Jesup with their first basket.
Bolden with the attempted steal. It goes out of bounds. Going to stick with the Mustangs. Got a travel by the Mustangs. Thanks to Peyton. Strong defense by Peyton Bowes. And ball into Peyton Youngblood, who will bring it up the court. She She's going to look down to Bose. Bose is going to pop. Nothing but net. That was a deep three. She was a good 2.5, 3 steps behind that three-point line. And for a kid that I know wants to play at the next level someday, that's where she's got to be shooting. As we all know, whether you're a boy or a girl, that normal three-point shot just keeps getting longer and longer.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to go to the Iowa State-Kansas State game on Wednesday, and it's, especially even in that game.
That was a great game.
The college game, how important that three-pointer is. It doesn't matter if you're 6'8" or 6'2", you're out there shooting it.
Yep. There was wasn't there a bit of drama in that game, or was that the boys' game?
It was filled with drama in that Iowa State game.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but I heard about it. Big game tomorrow.
Yeah.
KU, ISU. I don't bet, but if I was, I'd put my money on the Cyclones. Hit it. Knock that down.
Hits that iron. Back it
long
off
for Bose.
5-3, low-scoring affair.
Notice I didn't say the Clowns, Nate. I said the Clones.
I respect that.
Out of respect.
That's good. I appreciate that. Take that to the left side. Hollow with it. Try and bring it with Bryan. Finds an opening in the paint, but dishes it back out. Right side. Deep shot, no good. That attempt from Olivia Newroth.
There you go. Nice. Oh, you got to follow that. Good job, Olivia Nesbitt, following the Bolden miss. Bolden did a really nice job of being patient and letting the defense go by. And she's just got to focus on making that bunny.
4-13 here in this first quarter. Minimal fouls, 3 total between both teams. In the paint, little push in, top of the box from Holland, no good.
So thanks to Kristen Schutte, I'm now aware of why our crowd has increased so dramatically tonight. It's the cheer clinic.
Oh, okay.
Or at least maybe the cheerleaders.
Well, that was
the little cheerleaders from the cheer clinic.
Yeah,
maybe?
that was rescheduled from a snow day as well.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Peyton Youngblood, Bolden, and Nesbitt out, and in for them are Emma Bose, Jaden Bose, and Peyton Weber, who just scored, goes into the game and gets a bucket. So yeah, we're going to see some young cheerleaders here tonight at halftime, presumably halftime.
Well, her girls are a little old to be involved in that, aren't they?
They are.
Okay.
But Kristen is kind of in the know.
All right.
She knows a little bit. Her husband, on the other hand,
I wondered.
Not much happening there.
Okay. I wondered if you were going to go down that path. He was rocking the slippers and socks here earlier today.
The slippers and socks?
Yeah.
He probably just crawled out of bed.
Or slides and socks, or whatever you want to get into.
I don't know a guy that does less work than Aaron Schutte.
How is he at climbing ladders?
Probably terrible.
3 minutes to go, first period. Out of bounds.
At wrestling meets, I always challenge him to a match out on the ring. One of these times, he's not going to.
Are you actually next to the ring when it's happening?
Yes.
You're out by the concession stand.
Yeah, no, I'm by the ring, and we just kind of laugh. But one of these times when I'm talking smack, he's not going to give me a choice.
The cheer clinic? Oh, a booster club fundraiser. That'd be a good idea. If you're listening, Shooties, we'll do a Baldwin Shooty little takedown for a buck competition.
That was a wild passer. I don't think that pass was intended to go the route it did, but it got through there to Emma Bose. She not able to make the shot, but does get fouled, so she's going to shoot a pair here. I think that would result in both Schutte and I ending up in the hospital, to be honest with you.
Well, at least half of you are at the hospital.
I'm not opposed to a discussion, though.
It's for the kids. We'll do it for the kids.
I'll do about anything for those darn kids. Yep.
Yeah,
I got a text from him.
Yeah, is he ready for that?
He says, "We be fighting." Guy can't even use proper English. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, though. Big news for the Jayhawks hosting regionals.
It'll be the regional dual team.
Regional duels.
Dual tournament. So they will get a bye that first round. And it's Lisbon, and I can't think of the other team off the top of my head. And then Jesup will go second. So we'll have it streamed for you right here on the Jayhawks Sports Network.
That's phenomenal. That's, if you would have told me just a quarter of what our wrestling team did this year, if you would have told me they were going to accomplish those things a couple years ago, I would have probably not believed you, to be perfectly honest. And they've got themselves a program.
Yeah, Coach Gross and his staff, and there's a whole support world behind that wrestling program when it comes to some parents and some other volunteers involved in that.
Absolutely.
They really built that up, and it's North Butler, Clarksville is the other team, the combined team.
And Aaron Schutte, I won't do this too often, but nice shot. Emma Bowes gets the foul, knocks it down, going to go to the line and make it a three-point play.
Are we getting ready for a compliment on
Aaron
Schutte?
Yeah.
Wow.
They don't come very often, but Aaron Schutte is on that coaching staff and does a great job with those kids. He's one of those guys that puts a lot of time and effort in with our youth here at Jesup. I'm sure he screwed a lot of them up over the years, but it's not for lack of effort.
Well, that's all love in your comments there, I think. I can just feel it. 16-5, Jesup with the advantage right now, leading scorer for Jesup on the board in the game. Emma Bowes with 4 points total.
We do need to get back to this basketball game. Anybody watching from East Marshall right now is probably like, what in the world is going on?
Oh, I think word's out. 16-5, ball loose near that
turnover by
baseline.
East Marshall, and Peyton Weber, due to kind of a slow hustle to that ball, picked up a foul drew a foul in the process. I think if she would have ran straight to that ball, it would have been no contact, but now she's getting a couple shots. And again, she's getting these shots because once a team reaches 5 fouls in a quarter, the opposing team then shoots 2 free throws for every foul thereafter during that period, and then that team fouls reset at the end of each period.
Peyton Weber with that free throw builds it up 17-5. That's her 3rd point in that corner. Shot comes up off the side of the iron, and a nice recovery by Peyton.
Nice
Peyton
job.
Weber.
Strong. Emma Bowes out to Peyton Youngblood, quickly inside to Peyton Weber.
A little push there on the right side, looked like, but they're going to keep things playing.
That was probably a good no call.
Morgan Newroth looking for that deep shot, blocked by Bowes. Emma got a touch on that. Clean. And there's Jaden. Dish it back out to Peyton Youngblood.
Little travel there. Peyton Youngblood doing a nice job bringing the ball up tonight. Distributing it.
Under 1 minute here in this first period.
Ball into Bryan, who instantly meets a double team, able to break through that, and she is going to draw a foul. And that is, I believe, going to go against Amaya Zalba, the junior forward for Jesup. I stand corrected. They got Emma Bowes for that, so that's Emma's first foul.
Youngblood comes in, takes that one away, but going to give it back. They'll keep this pressure on as Emma Bowes gets a hand on it or reset it on the inbound in front of the Jesup student section.
Emma Bowes and Peyton Youngblood are a tough draw for opposing point guard trying to get the ball up the court. They're both very quick, as evidenced by the steal by Peyton Youngblood there.
And she's had some scrappy plays here just in this last minute, just really getting after it.
She's just a scrappy player, period. Emma Bowes heads to the sideline. Adriana Bolden in for the Jayhawks. Peyton Youngblood set to toss it in.
Jaden Bowes gets that inbound. Zalba had a touch on it. There's Bowes with the long shot. Shot clock is off. And Zalba really trying to push that in there. Gets it taken away. And we'll see a jump possession. It's going to go back towards East Marshall.
A lot of contact in there. Jesup continuing with that full court press. Peyton Youngblood gets a hand on it, knocks out of bounds. Going to stick with the Mustangs.
A little double pressure there in that backcourt. They'll get it moving forward. Grant off her foot, gets it knocked away, but there's some defensive pressure definitely from Jesup here in the last 5 seconds. Looking for a last shot. Grant hits the front of the rim. Bolden has a rebound, and Jesup will not get that off in time. 17-5 is our score as Jesup really spreading the wealth when you look at the scoreboard. Emma Bowes, I believe, leading things right now with just 4 points. And just looking down to see, he's going to go back to his starting lineup as we start that second quarter with Peyton Youngblood, Bain, Peyton Bowes, Nesbitt, and Adriana Bolden.
Yeah, it was I don't know, I guess a fairly uneventful first period. You know, what happened was somewhat expected. Jesup able to get the ball up the floor without too much problem. I think they probably left a fair number of points on the board. They missed some bunnies for sure, but certainly making it very hard for the Mustangs to advance the ball on offense with that full court press and the traps all over the place.
This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Girls, Jayhawk girls against East Marshall. Boys will come up later on. That'll be a separate link, I suppose you call it a link or an event on Facebook and on YouTube.
You call it what you want.
Yeah, I don't really care. I do care, I guess.
You do care.
I got a little soft spot for what you call things. If that makes sense, I don't know. What's that guy talking about?
Got a soft spot for naming conventions.
Hey, can you mute the TV? There's a consensus right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nate Clayberg. That's Luke Baldwin, just so you can write on your blog about us later on.
Peyton Youngblood with the steal, goes up.
Nice. Draws the foul.
Love the emotion, too. Goes up with the left hand. Gets the bucket and goes to the line. And you don't see a ton of emotion out of Peyton Bowes, but she turned around and gave a big yell.
Yeah, she had a challenging night Tuesday night over at AP. Had a ton of shots. She got up. It was just a struggle to get into the fall, and
it was a tough night for most of the girls.
And that changed the lineup a little bit. The thought for Coach Conrad to move her over to that 2 and not have her worry about trying to bring that ball up and get a shot off. Bolden gets that ball in hands, and they're feisty down there with East Marshall trying to get that thing back on defense.
Refs, they're allowing a lot of contact, which I don't hate. They've been pretty consistent with it, so you know what you're dealing with. Adjust your game accordingly.
Nesbitt, little
nice
lean into Bain, turns around, iron no good, rebound in the hands of Hala.
Bain's just got to get her shoulders squared there, and that's 2 points. That was a great feed by Nesbitt, though. Little high-low action.
Hala, a little push in. Morgan Newroth gets it knocked away. Good recovery. Under 7 minutes here first half. We'll talk to head coach Joe Smines, boys basketball at halftime. We'll also have the mic on. You get a chance to see the youth cheerleaders, the clinic.
Delaney Ryan with the three-point attempt, a little short. Mustangs do rebound and maintain it, but now back to the Jayhawks.
Ton of turnovers already early on in this game for East Marshall.
Good look inside by Peyton Youngblood. Sage Bain there for the cleanup and put back, score it, and go to the line and try to make it 3.
East Marshall been averaging about 19 turnovers a game compared to the 14 that Jesup's seen this year.
Jumping back to wrestling real quick just for a second, Nate, and I apologize if you've already mentioned this and I wasn't paying attention, which would never happen.
No, not at all.
But we have one of our female cheerleaders heading to state. Correct?
No. Female wrestlers.
What did I say?
Cheerleaders.
I meant wrestlers.
Izzy Stryker.
Sorry. Yes.
Wrestling, and alongside Morgan Kroll, who ended up in 5th place at the Super Regional. They were in that number 5 group. She finished in 5th place. And then Izzy Stryker, she went all the way through the championship, won with a fall, I believe. So that then sends her on to state next weekend.
That's
down
great.
at Coralville.
That's great. So congratulations to both those gals for outstanding seasons. And Izzy, good luck down at state as you continue yours.
She's a Jesup Caps alum. I got to give that a little plug for her.
Right on.
That's probably why she made it to state, was that experience, I would think.
I would imagine so. I mean, those two things definitely align.
You know, you're in that circle. You want to make sure you can give a good handshake, and she learned that, definitely.
That's one of my favorite things about Caps, teaching that handshake. Peyton Bowes knocks down the first. See if she can get another here. The Mustangs stuck on 5 since early in the first period. Working hard on the offensive side, trying to change that, but so far not much working for them. Really struggling to just move the ball up the court against Jesup's full court pressure. And I think they've got the right idea by clearing pretty much everybody out. As Jesup's, they're in a man-to-man full court, but still a tough go.
Has put good coverage there. Looking at 1-to-1, Bain keeps bopping away, and they just keep going after those passes any way they can knock them away. And this first half has been a challenging one for East Marshall. You can see just the strain on amount of energy they've had to put out here in this first half just to keep up.
Yeah,
Morgan Newroth,
that was an odd call there. They didn't call anything other than
waiting for a whistle.
They just gave it back to East Marshall, which they should have, but that's on the. Oh, they're going to count that? Wow.
Golden missed shot, but there was Nesbitt to pick that, pull it down, put it back up. 26-5, they will make it. As Nesbitt, that should put her not quite leading score. Peyton Bowes still has it on her at 10.
I was about to say they're going to. Well, I guess that doesn't affect that. I don't know. That looked like it was on the floor to me. I think Jesup got a free 2 points out of that one, but she will go to the line to shoot one.
Weeder in the game for East Marshall. Peyton Bowes really pushing the pressure.
Weeder, a 5'9" freshman forward for the Mustangs. Going to have a travel.
Yeah, turn that over.
Good to see a female referee in the house tonight. We don't see a lot of them. We need to see more of them. We need to see more referees, period. It's just it's a tough business to be in these days. Just the way that unfortunately fans sometimes like to treat our referees.
Well, it's sometimes easier to call the game from the stands than put the whistle on and actually do it on the floor.
Yeah.
Jaden Bowes stepped out. That's why East Marshall gets that ball back. Really walking that line. Another turnover. Bolden has it. Peyton will bring that ball up the floor. Down to her sister, Jaden, back of the rim, no good. EB pull, or actually East Marshall pulls it in. And was that a jump, or was it a foul?
I think we've got a foul on. That's going to go against Bolden. That will be Bolden's second foul, Jesup's third team foul of the quarter. Jay in the house tonight. Jay looks a little out there.
Yeah, he was.
He's kind of staring at the wall for a bit.
He was messing with the East Marshall cheerleaders a little bit. You know, just let him know whose gym this is.
At a charge. That's going. I believe that is going against Ava Bringman. Yep. That's Ava's second foul.
Peyton Bowes crossed that timeline. 4:23 first half. All three Bowes sisters in the game, and just still trying to get that one to fall for her.
Get your legs under you for that, Peyton. That's definitely within her range. She just needs to get some more lower body strength into it.
You know, and we talked about this. You know, you get to this time of year and, you know, you do have some tired legs, and then you go ahead and try and get 3 games a weekend.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going to be doing this almost 3 consecutive weeks of that.
Yeah. Takes a toll on you. It's kind of like going the free throw line late in the game. I mean, you may typically be a flat-footed free throw shooter. That may be your motion, but you got to remember late in the game, your legs are tired, your body's tired. You may have to throw a little bit extra lower body into it to get that ball where you want it to go.
Well, and it's your mind starts taking over a little bit too, to try and want you to slow down. In
nice,
and out.
nice Euro step by Bowes. That was pretty. You know, my mind never takes over, Nate.
No, it doesn't.
Nope. It's my body just kind of goes and does what it wants without really any thought at all.
You know, sometimes your brain takes over, then your mouth follows in. I've seen it.
You have?
Yeah, I've heard it. That's all right. That's why that's why we have a following here on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
So Olivia Neroth of East Marshall, she kind of got that ball back behind her head, trying to keep it away from the defender in front of her, not realizing that Sage Bain was behind her, and quickly put her palms around that ball and forced the jump ball, but it will stay with the Mustangs for just a second, but they do turn it over. Amaya Zalba back into the game. Foreign exchange student for Jesup.
We'll tie up.
Peyton Weber also checked in at some point when I wasn't looking.
That will be the jump ball. Possession goes towards Jesup, and Peyton Bowes set to inbound on that baseline. Up top, wide open, Jaden. Back to the rim, no good. On the run, there's Peyton Weber with it.
Jaden Bowes is not afraid to let that fly.
Yeah, she's gotten very comfortable since early on in the season of being able to be all the confidence in taking the shot she needs to be in that ball where it needs to be.
Last bucket by Sage Bain, nice move for Sage. And Jesup just really dominating this game with their defense.
Both teams are in the bonus.
Almost. Well, yeah, you're right. They
next
will be
time, next time around. Jesup will get those.
Right.
Or East Marshall will get the opportunity.
Do you have, maybe you mentioned this, do you have Coach Smines coming up at half?
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. I'm going to give the same answer when people say, hey, is Luke coming tonight? And I say, well, that's the plan.
That's fair.
I like to keep people guessing.
Oh.
It's kind of like when you watch a Chiefs game and you kind of wonder if Taylor Swift's going to show up.
You know, I don't.
It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing with you.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, that's
then
kind of a compliment, I think.
And then Anthony's going to take his shirt off and start screaming.
That'd be more my thing. I think Anthony may be more reserved like Taylor wears, I would be more like, what's his face?
The other Kelsey brother?
Yeah. Shirt off.
I can see that.
Beverage in my hand, screaming like a moron.
Yep, I can see that. I don't know what that makes me. Taylor's mom?
That makes you
Kelsey's mom?
That makes you a caregiver. You're the one that's going to make sure we get home at night.
Knocked out. 10 for Nesbitt.
Please meet the cheerleaders down in the hallway.
He's on his way, Nate. Coach Joe Smines, head boys basketball coach, is going to be up to chat with Nate at halftime here. In fact, I'll get my stuff out of the way.
1:50 to go here in this first half. Peyton Bowes with a missed shot. Nesbitt follows up. It's going to knock out of her hands. Remains for the Jayhawks.
The man, the myth, the legend, he is Joe Smines. Right behind me. No doubt running through all the great commentary he's got for us at halftime. It looks like the refs are just waiting for the court to clear. We've got a stampede of young cheerleaders making their way towards the door, so we're going to hold up on inbounding the ball until we make sure everybody is out of the way.
For the most part, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. People are just kind of walking across the court, but that's cool.
Jesup misses the shot there in the last minute 40 first half. A little pressure there from Bowes. Top of the key. Little pull up from Morgan Newroth. That'll miss.
Kicks out to Peyton Yemblick. Inside to Peyton Weber. Nice
design.
Nice
Nice
movement.
play.
That was great ball movement by the Jayhawks.
7 points. Make her the second leading scorer. And a little hook shot. Doesn't fall. Nesbitt with a rebound. There's Jaden Bowes across the timeline.
Peyton looking deep three. Close. Just a little bit left.
Still going. Shooter's got to shoot.
Peyton Yemblick lucky to get away without a foul there. She did move her feet a little bit, trying to attempt to draw the charge.
She's got the heads up as well. Let's wait for that one to go out of bounds. 50.2 seconds.
So the refs definitely letting them play here tonight.
Big Youngblood at that one spot. Nesbitt scanning the court, sees an opening for Youngblood. Corner no good. 34-5. Maintains that score, and like you said, Luke, it's been a minute since they scored last. East Marshall, 5 points on the board, and that's all Grant for the Mustangs. Corner shot. The hands of Weber on that miss.
And if things hold, if Jesup holds for the final shot, this will be, the third time this season that the Jayhawks have held a team scoreless for an entire quarter. Nearly a half here. Peyton Bowes, no good.
34-5 is the score we're in right now as Jesup will go to the locker room. Again, with the score right now, we'll bring in boys head basketball coach Joe Smines, but also our AD. And this time of year, and it's been a minute since we've talked up here, but had to do a lot of schedule changes here in the last couple weeks, and that really starts log jamming some busy weeks this week and next week and the week after for not only basketball but wrestling too.
Yeah, it's every year it takes on its own identity, and things happen throughout the year that you can't plan for, and this year was even more interesting with having basically on the basketball side 2 full weeks off in the middle of the season. So it created some interesting scheduling things that had to happen. Then of course we get to host regional wrestling Tuesday night, which is outstanding for our wrestling program. Really proud of them and how they're doing. And we lost the Wapsie game on a Tuesday, I think. I can't remember what day of the week that was, but gave us some flexibility to be able to switch home and away, and so that way we could wrestle in the main gym here for a chance to go to state. So it's part of the deal sometimes, and it's all going to work out in the end.
Yeah, you talk about that wrestling season, and last night, I think with the win against East, wrestling, it's the most duels that team's ever won.
Yep.
And then moving on forward. But, we've talked about this, and I talked to Coach Gross about it time and time again. It wasn't too many years ago just trying to fill all the weights.
Yeah.
Now the competition that they have now set up for themselves to be a team that people are kind of eyeing.
I think when I first came here in 12-13, that year we made the regional duels and went over to Bosco and got beat. And then since then, we really haven't been overly relevant in terms of team things until last year. So that program's growing a long ways. You're right. You hit the nail on the head there with the competition part. Those middle weights, feels like we got 6, 7, 8 guys that are all vying for spots. And even got Max DeVore, who won the JV meet last night over at Denver at 106, so he'll get a chance to wrestle in the big meet on Saturday or tomorrow. So, we have a bunch of guys that are raring to go and ready to take their chance to get a chance to go in. Yeah,
let's stick with wrestling. Izzy Stryker wins a regional today.
Good.
With Independence, so she moves on to state next weekend.
She got her 100th win last weekend, I think it was. So.
And then Morgan Craw, I think she ended up finishing 5th place overall at that region. But wrestling, it's fun to see where that's come. But let's roll into basketball. As like we said, this is busy, but let's rewind to last Tuesday over at Appling to Parkersburg. Always a tough place to play over there. Always a little extra energy. Talk about, I guess, what took place over there. Unfortunately, came away with a loss.
Yeah, whenever we play them, it's always a great basketball game. 2 good teams playing. We got off to a really good start, something we haven't done over there in a long time, even with our really good teams, and got off to a good start. Not sure if we led after 1 or not, but then we led at halftime by 2. Played a solid third quarter, get right there for the taking, and then had about a 3-minute stretch there at the start of the fourth where they got away from us. It was Gavin Thomas's first game back. He'd been out with an injury. I didn't expect him to play. We didn't know he was going to play until, sometime during the day on Tuesday, and, that makes him a lot different. And our kids responded, played hard, had a chance to win, just didn't get it done. But, like I said, it was a really good performance for us in terms of getting ready for tournament play and playing against a really good team, and things to learn from it.
Yeah, just looking through here, and you've got a few more games to go here before the girls do, before things wind down. But kind of looking at this point of the season as we're winding down January, when you look at your middle school teams, your fresh soft teams, your JV teams, just. There always seems to be some movement, some highlights through there. But talk about those younger guys.
Yeah, obviously the JV and fresh soft. I feel bad for our fresh soft kids. They played Don Bosco for Christmas, and they didn't play a full game again until Vinton Schillsburg this week. It was the first time they had played a full game. So I feel really bad for them, and just been kind of a bad luck deal with the weather. But that group's getting better.
Because you're saying that because you're seeing some numbers down with some of the opponents that are out there.
It's
to be able to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Not from our standpoint. We played some 2-quarter games in there, which we're glad we can get that at least. But JV, we had a lot of kids getting better. It was hard to get any type of rhythm there for a little while, and hopefully as we go here the next week or so, we see some more improvement from both groups, JV and fresh soft. Certain kids are starting to get better, and you see it happening, and hopefully a little more consistency with games will help that. And our middle school boys started. I think they're maybe 2-1, 3-1 at each level right now. They just started a couple weeks ago. That's a really good group. The 7th grade class has a chance to be really good here, and the 8th grade has some good players. So they go all the way till end of February, so they're just getting going.
That's true.
Yeah, their last game is actually February 29th this year, so leap year.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's unique.
Well, you're rolling tonight as you play host here to East Marshall. They're coming in 4-11. You guys are 8-5. They've got 1 win in their conference end of things, and you got a few more in your conference to kind of see where some things can match up and see if you can hang on and keep that top spot. But I guess talk about. Let's just reflect, I guess, on this varsity team. Early on, I think you can admit you're still trying to figure them out. I think they were still trying to figure out 100%. Who they were, but there seems to be some more cohesion now than there was.
Yeah, I thought we ended before break with a really good one over Bosco team that's actually won 10 games already this year, so they're not a bad ball club. Thought we had some good momentum going. Obviously came back from break and played a really good Grundy Center team who was a chance to go to state tournament. Then we responded with a very good win against Ackley. I thought we were starting to get a little momentum going. Then the 2-week break basically occurs where we practiced 9 times.
Right.
So, then the first game back from that break was over at Union, a game we had to have, if we want to win the conference. And our kids rose to the occasion. Really, really good win over a really good basketball team over at Union last Friday night to give us.
And that was overtime, right?
Overtime. Yep. Hey, gave us a chance to win the league if we win the rest of our league games. So it was a response we had to have. And they got a nice win over Vinton, a 3A team, and a former teammate of mine's the head coach there. And then obviously AP lost. But 2 good days of practice. East Marshall, a team that can always score the basketball. You see on their schedule they scored 96 versus Denver. I don't know when that was, maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. Played AP very well, played GR very well. They want to get up and down the floor almost faster than we do. So this should be an entertaining game tonight. And I told our guys yesterday and today, we want to go fast, but we want to go as fast as they do. So it's 2 styles that are up and down, so better get your popcorn ready because it's going to be a fun one, I think.
Yeah, I guess just talk about, the guys that you've seen on the floor, maybe some adjustments you've had to make just as far as, some leadership or roles. You're big into roles on the floor and in practice and wherever else, but just how roles have evolved. Yeah,
obviously Jack's our leader, and he's done a great job in that role. Ryan Treptow continues to get better, a guy that's done a lot for us. Kel Shizzle, if you look at his points per game, wouldn't wow you, but the things he does on the floor for us are off the charts. He had 14 assists against Vinton Shellsburg, which is it's got to be close to a school record if it wasn't. We don't have individual game assist record on file, but it's got to be dang close. Landon Vogel, a kid is finally getting through his first full year. He only played 5 games last year or 7 games, and hurt this year. Had some huge moments for us over at Union, especially in overtime. And then Nick Moore, a kid that didn't play as a freshman, is really starting to come on to get more comfortable with playing. And Madden Sly's our 6th guy right now. Starts a little bit here and there. Once again, Madden, kid had been in our program working hard. And then Tyler Nolan, obviously in the South Hardin game, if you remember that, he hit 2 big threes for us in the first half. And that's the type of stuff, when you want to win basketball games in our league, you got to have a contribution from everybody. We have some guys that are pushing to get into those roles, and that's a huge thing we stress here with our program. Everyone's got a role on this team, either playing, scoring, scout team guys. There's a lot of guys that get our varsity ready each night, and we need those guys to be successful. And then it takes a full group to have a good year to win the conference and have a chance to go to the state tournament, and everyone's important.
Well, the door is knocking here before the season's end, but we got quite a few games left before we need to get to that point. But Coach, good luck against the Mustangs. We'll talk again tomorrow.
Thanks, Nate.
All right, head coach Joe Spines here on our halftime. Jesup girls dominating right now. East Marshall 34-5. We'll return in a couple minutes on the Jayhawks Sports Network. All right, back on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. We are back in action quickly here as Jesup comes out of halftime here, ready to go 34-5 and has the first possession.
Yeah, quickly inside to Sage Bain, who got a little bit of ahead of herself there, and jumped and came down, and that's something you can't do in basketball if you're still hanging on to it. So we're going to turn that over to the Mustangs, and I think they're going to – we must have got an off ball. Oh, they're resetting the shot clock. I don't think the shot clock ever reset after Sage's shot attempt there.
7:48 to go as we're set to inbound, and the cheerleaders have left the building, the young ones.
Along with their parents.
For halftime, yeah. Yeah.
I figured we'd probably see a bit of a mass exodus there, but still a good crowd.
Get some people in. Probably bought some concessions while they're here, got a little experience. Bucket drops for East Marshall as they get their first one of the second half.
Speaking of concession, again, the shot clock is not resetting, so I don't know if we've got a little issue. We do have a great, and I feel bad, I don't know his name. We have the same gentleman that always runs our shot clock, does a really nice job, but apparently the clicker is not communicating with the box, which is not communicating with the clock at the moment.
And here comes Joe Smides with his expertise.
And Joe managed to turn the buzzer on, which apparently just stays on indefinitely now.
That's all right. I like looking around to see who needs to plug their ears.
This will be something that this is a little ammunition the next time I talk to Joe.
Yeah, it seemed to be working fine till he came over, and then it started buzzing. Jesup leading scorer right now on the board, 10 points, Peyton Bowes.
That's it. You take your headset off, Nate.
Take the headset off. See
that's
what it
pretty loud.
like. I guess we could turn up the. So that's a little sense of what's happening out there. As they'll get some things taken care of, and now we got both of them going off.
Yeah,
so
let's turn that down for the fans.
We'll bring that down, and I think what's going to happen here, we're going to shut the scoreboard off. But that just doesn't shut the shot clocks off. So.
Is that something we can just unplug, I wonder? You know, this is first world problems right here, Nate.
Well, welcome to Jesup. Shot clock noise, and you know what it is? It's a good time to hit the concession stand.
It's a good time to get your earplugs out. It's a bit like a emergency siren, but it's a steady tone. Is this one of those things where we need to resort to more destructive?
I think if we can find the main breaker, we just shut the whole building down and then just reset it, you know.
Somebody call the city. We need to shut the city down right now.
Where's the main breaker? Let's just go ahead and get that done. Well, anyway, we welcome into the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology, and we talked a little bit of wrestling when Coach Smides was up here, and just the success that we've had here. An opportunity to talk to Coach Matt Gross last night. I'm going to go ahead and pull that interview up while we get this figured out.
There you go.
Was there that we're out and we end up placing third, and I think a lot of people see third, but we weren't obviously satisfied, but we understand where we're at, and that's a great marker for us. And so then we got to go compete day one, see that we were at the top, and then we saw our day two so we can look at what we might have did right in the hotel. Did we stay up too late? Did the kids did the kids play Xbox when I told them to go to bed? And we can have those talks now and say, hey, this is what the people at the very top are doing. Here's our day one where we are 2 points back. Day two, we're 65 by the number one team in the state, right? How do we catch them? What are those small things that we do? And that's what we love about doing those longer 2-day things, that you can find out a lot about your team that you can't find out on just a Thursday night or a Saturday day. You can really dive in and see everyone's personalities.
Well, a couple things. Again, listening to the interview with wrestling coach Matt Gross, had a chance to talk to him yesterday, just talking about third-place victory they came away with in the tournament over at Ida Grove over the weekend. We'll continue on with that, interview with wrestling coach Matt Gross, as we've got a shot clock issue we're dealing with here in Jesup. Things I don't want to kid on because we're going to get wrestling here at Waterloo East, but let's talk about this meet here quickly before we talk about the duel at home, hosting a regional duel for the first time. But how did this come up when you look at coming over to East, Marshalltown's here, Hampton's here, Jesup's the smallest school in here, but like you just talked about, that doesn't necessarily matter.
No, we just want to go out and we want to find teams that can give us awesome matches, because we're getting prepped for our biggest prize, which is obviously going down to state. So I saw Waterloo East. We knew that we really wanted to be out there and find somebody that wanted to actually do the same thing, and it kind of fell into our laps. But at the same time, we have got 12 kids wrestling at Denver today. They're at Denver for JV conference, so I only brought 12 kids because tonight's not about the duels, it's about getting prepped. So we might not get the results, with the 60 to 15 wins, but we're going to go get some awesome matches and really put our nose to the old grindstone and figure out what can actually happen.
And then Tuesday night at home, first time ever, Jesup hosting a regional duel. Competed in it last year on the road, but it's going to be on our home turf. You get that first round bye. Talk about not only how special it is, but talk about going into that and what to expect.
What I expect is an awesome crowd. I want you guys there supporting us, screaming, chanting. If one of our J-Hawk guys gets a takedown, I want to hear the loudest "too" I can ever hear from everybody. I want that place rocking. And then what I expect is our boys go out and give it everything that they got. No matter what happens, we've had a special season, but this isn't the goal, right? The goal's not regional, the goal's not hosting. The goal's to go down and make an absolute statement, right? And going forward, our goal is not, we're hosting. This is what we're supposed to do every year. Next year, state duels. Next year, state duels. And that's how you start building stuff. And then once we start doing that, we want every little kid, every fan saying, hey, you didn't make it this year. What happened? Right? I don't want a pat in the back for saying, oh, you guys won 15 duels. Great. I want to make it to state duels. These kids want to go to state. These kids have dreams and they put in a lot of work for it. So my expectation is that we're going to go reach some very high goals that we have set as a team, and then we're going to change those goals going every year from here on out. That's going to be our standard. So it's an awesome way to jump in.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight and good luck into Tuesday. We'll talk to you then. We'll have both duels on the J-Hawk Sports Network. Heartland Technology going to bring that to us, as we'll have the one that Jesup's not in, and we'll have the one that Jesup is competing in, and then just follow all the way down and see where this season wraps up at.
And thank you, Jesup J-Hawk Sports Network. That's awesome for everything you guys do and putting on that so people can. So my grandma and over 5 hours can watch and scream and hoot and holler. So thank you guys for everything, and thank you to all the fans too. You guys are the best.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, from East with Jesup Wrestling and the J-Hawk Sports Network. All right, again, that was an interview I did yesterday, as we didn't just need to listen to buzzing noise, the solution was unplug it.
We've got the buzzing stopped, but I'm starting to think we may have to proceed sans shot clock, which wouldn't be a terrible thing. I mean, this was only the second year we've had a shot clock, and these teams are Jesup. I guess I can only speak for Jesup. Both our girls and boys teams are not ones to hold on to the ball very long before a shot anyway, so I don't anticipate that affecting their game much.
It was up here.
Okay.
And
it seems like we may have some additional issues, potentially. I don't know. We're just along for the ride here, folks, but it does appear we're going to get this game underway. Again, we're going to move forward without a shot clock the way it looks. We've got 7:27 left to go in this third period. So just consider that a second halftime that we just took, and we'll get things moving along here.
So I don't know if they're going to try and keep some time on the side, and
I think that would be pretty difficult. I don't think it would be difficult to keep time on the side, but I'm not sure what that does for kids on the floor if they can't see.
I guess
if
you're saying 15 seconds, you're saying 10 seconds. And it looks like Dan Fox is got a clock in his hand and a microphone in his wife's hand to have it go along as you're ready to reset and can do it quickly. There'll be a little bit of leniency here. I guess it's probably good we're not in such a tight game that it could make a more of a difference when it comes down to the wire.
It seems to me that in this sort of situation you would just forego a shot clock would be an easier solution. But that's Peyton Bowes trying to recover the ball there and almost did herself some damage, but seems to be no worse for the wear.
Ball out of bounds.
She is kicking out. I think she gave herself a Charlie horse diving for that ball, maybe.
34-7 is our score as we are just underway in the second half. Again, shot clock issues, so you'll not see or hear shot clock.
You may hear our PA announcer, Dan Fox, at some point. If it gets down to that point, I don't know what the plan is. If he's going to yell out 5 seconds.
He'll go,
Dan's
he'll make the noise.
Dan's not afraid to yell, so.
No, certainly not. He's a
good guy to have do it. Nice.
Oh. Nesbitt couldn't get a follow through on that shot.
That was
East Marshall will take it away with Newroth. She'll bring it up left-handed up that floor. Take it on her own, 4 feet out, no good. Rebound, back to the Mustangs. And taken away by Peyton Bowes. She's in and out of traffic and just stopped cold by Bringman.
Takes it right into the defense. That is going to be a foul. That foul is going to be against Ava, as you said, Ava Bringman. That's Ava's 4th foul, so she's going to head to the bench along with a couple of other Mustangs. We do have Ashton Weeder into the game. I've got to get my glasses out to see who else we just put on the court for the Mustangs. We've got Michaela Holla, I think, just re-entered the game.
Bolden had an open shot. She's going to come not quite baseline, miss it out there. Nesbitt snags that high pass. And East Marshall really giving some pressure on defense. And just a passing exhibition right now with the Jayhawks.
Bolden just struggling with those short-range shots tonight. Can't get them to fall.
.5:30 to go. Ball bounces off the head of Bryan and lands back in Bolden's hands. Nesbitt reaches for a pass, and there's going to be, Jesup's going to hang on to that. A couple of opportunities to turn that back over, and Bolden's going to turn it into a basket. That'll be her first one of the game. Adriana averaging 7.3 per game, a 32% field goal shooter, and
Ashton Wheaton.
Timeout is wanted by East Marshall and their coach Sean Thurm.
Ashton Wheaton, the freshman, to hit that last shot for the Mustangs.
She got their leading scorer Grant on the floor. She has 5 points. Jesup's leader right now is Peyton Bowes with 8 total points. 6 for Nesbitt, 4 for Bain. And you got 2 points on the floor right now for Bolden. As we said, Weber has come off the bench with 7. Emma Bowes, I believe she's clocked 6 under herself. So Jaden Bowes has a 3. Not a lot of threes in this game for Jesup.
Nope.
A lot less than we're used to seeing.
Which is, uncharacteristic for sure. Real quick for the Mustangs, you do have Vita Bryan, Michaela Hawa, Olivia Neuroth, Ashton Weeder, and we've got one more gal out there, Nate, who's wearing number 15. And I don't have a 15 on my roster here. Oh, yes I do, Sydney Hull. Sydney is a 5'6" freshman forward. It's kind of weird, like their uniforms, she, for example, wears 32 and 15. Typically,
well, I guess you got your home as your even numbers and your away as your odd numbers. There's still some schools that do that.
Well, that's very typical, but usually you're like 44, 45, 31, 32.
Well, depends what uniforms you got left and available, I guess.
You don't typically see 32-15 or 12/1.
4:12, third period. It's a rugby match out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a couple fouls in there. Emma Bowes, Jaden Bowes back in for the Jayhawks. And we've got Neuroth. We've got Neuroth and Neuroth back in for the Mustangs.
Olivia and Morgan, little dish off to Morgan, and Emma Bowes came hard at that.
5, 3, 2, 1.
That's how we're doing the shot clock.
Okay.
We got it out there. Dan Fox, he went from 7 to 3 real quick.
I think
and
he skipped a couple numbers in there too. There you go. Peyton Youngblood.
There's a
ball. That's
cucumber.
gotta make her happy.
I'm sure
the ball has not gone down as consistently as Peyton would like it to this year, and for somebody who's a good shooter, that becomes concerning for him, and probably more than it should be. So always nice to see him get one there.
Youngblood looking for a launch down floor and just got a misstep as she was looking to launch that.
Yeah, I think that opening closed on her pretty quick there. Nothing she can't laugh off, though.
Neuroth crosses the midcourt, met by Emma Bowes. Payne will pick up that ball. 3 minutes. Coming baseline, looking for something. She's gonna step on that line. Or she did draw the foul. Or she stepped on the line.
I think you're right, Nate. Yeah, she stepped on the line.
Well, she pointed out instead of down, so
yeah,
that's what I was wondering.
I thought she was calling a foul.
Uncontested, come across midcourt. Jaden Bowes in the game. There's Zalba. Takes a bounce and toss and wide open. There's Peyton Weber.
Nice job, Peyton Weber.
Draw that foul. She is the leading scorer tonight on that floor.
I think we're going to see more of that as the years go by here. Peyton Weber, of course, just a freshman for the Jayhawks. Has seen a lot of time in volleyball this fall and now in basketball. And I don't know if she's participates in track. I believe she plays some softball.
Missed shot. Zalba pull it in.
Or I know she plays some softball. In fact, she played on the varsity team this year.
Up top, Jaden out to Peyton Youngblood. Zalba wants a 3. Missed, ends up in Emma Bowes' hand. Shot goes out, hits the board, but draws a foul.
Nice pass by Zalba. Emma Bowes going to shoot a pair. She'll get the first one.
Nice lefty dropped in there for Emma. Take her to 7 points.
Got an early entry by Marley Shizzle for the Jayhawks. Marley, a freshman guard. And then for the Mustangs, I believe that was Bailey Grant that just checked into the game.
I realized recently, whatever last game we did girls, all of a sudden it hit me. I was calling Marley Alley. So calling her mom's name.
That's fair because those two are like, you know how at Farmers Day, for those of you who don't know this, we have an annual festivities during the summer in Jesup.
Townie Fest.
Farmers Days, and they have what is it, mother-daughter look-alike
something like
contest. And I mean, those two could definitely win that contest. But Marley's done a real nice job on the JV team this year. She does bring the ball up for the JV squad and has gotten a fair amount of minutes for the varsity team as a freshman.
Emma Bowes to the free throw line. And Jesup Wrestling hosting dual regional on Tuesday, and Rally the Troops. We'll have it streamed for you, but we'd rather have you in gym, as Clarksville North Butler will face off against Lisbon, and then the winner of that goes against Jesup. Have the spotlight on, and I'll be up here. Levi Vogel will join us again. It's been great to have Levi up here for wrestling.
That's been awesome. I don't know that Levi would be listening in tonight. He might be in the stands for all I know, but yeah, he's been outstanding. I know that first night he was up here, he had some nerves coming into it, but you listen, Nate. I mean, he got better as the show went on, and you could tell he was getting more and more comfortable too.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, he was like, he enjoyed being up here, and just completely different than when you're a coach on that sideline.
Yep.
Shouting out, get some different perspective. But giving some extra insight that we don't get, what's happening in the room or different styles, things like that. I said to Coach Gross yesterday, I feel like Levi maybe gives up some strategy that he shouldn't. And he didn't seem too worried about it, so okay, we'll just let him go.
At that point, I got to believe that if you're on the mat, I don't know what strategy you're going to give up.
Well,
right? You just got to go out and do it.
Maybe the next team that's maybe watching and saying, "Oh, that guy, he preferred this angle or this start or whatever."
We've got a 30-second timeout by Coach Jordan Conrad.
Have not used many timeouts this game in the first half, nor here in the second. Jesup is in that bonus here as we're winding down through this third period. But again, minimal threes. Jesup again known for their three-point shooting, and just not been a part of this game. When you look at we're shooting 27% from the field as far as three-pointers anyway.
Yeah, we've seen a few launch, but not many have gone in. I think Peyton Youngblood's had one. That may be. Have we just seen one?
Youngblood had one. Jaden Bowes had one.
Okay.
That might be it. Yeah. Peyton Bowes maybe had one early on.
Emma Bowes. Speaking of Bowes, Emma with the nice shot, drew a foul. Emma's really been doing some work. She's sitting at 10 points now.
That one comes out. Morgan Newroth pulls that away. Left-handed dribble, going to come right into that paint, try and take it on her own off the board and in.
There you go, nice shot by Newroth.
For as much as she's had that ball tonight, that's only her fourth point.
It's hard to believe. I mean, that kid has worked hard, and she's had to battle. The first half in particular, when Jesup was in that full court press, nothing was easy for the Mustangs. So credit Morgan Newroth. She's going to sleep well tonight.
Emma Bowes gets her 12th point,
Three ball a little long for Morgan.
Up top, it's that shot clock. We are in a running clock situation right now. 50-13 is the score. If you're wondering why did the clock shut off,
I wasn't even paying attention to that we'd reached that point.
Well, I think we got to the point of maybe we've gotten used to watching that clock on the shot clock, and since those have been turned off here because of a technical issue.
Well, that's, I mean, not that I want any team to have to go into a running clock situation, even the opposing team. I don't hate it given that we lost, I don't know, probably 10 minutes to the old shot clock snafu there.
Jesup getting after that first quarter, late 17-5, halftime 34-5, and now it's 50-13. Again, we're looking at a 16-8 margin here in that third period as Jesup coming in tonight 11-3. Tomorrow night hosting Oline. It's a 5 o'clock tip-off for the girls. Travel up to Oline on Tuesday. Next Friday, I have, it says at Sumner, but that's a home game against Sumner on the 1st. And then they'll close out the regular season that next week. Actually, they've got a Thursday night game against Sumner Fred. Host Columbus on February 2nd, and then round things out that following week on that 6th with Dyke New Hartford.
It's a tough way to end the season.
And it would be that makeup game in there with Wapsie Valley follows in there, so that's not on that schedule. Got to get Joe on his clerical duties. 7:40 here in this fourth period.
I tell you what, if Joe handles his clerical duties the same way he handles fixing the shot clock, then we're not getting that fixed, Nate.
Well, good thing he's got Erica Bass in that office to take care of that other stuff. Deep shot, hits that iron. Chase it down. Emma Bose still hustling.
Morgan Newroth's a nice player. I would take her on my team any day of the week.
Off the board, Weber stuck with it, pulled it in, put it up. Double numbers now, actually continues to build their double numbers at now 14 total. A loose pass down floor. There's Emma Bose. Assist from Jaden.
Sister to sister.
2 players in 14. Deep shot. Rim no good. Pulled it in from Peyton Weber. Hung on to it. Heads up enough to fling that back out. Emma Bose was waiting for it.
Jaden Bose, 3 no good. Peyton Weber there picks herself up off the ground on the defensive end, sprints down, gets the rebound, gets fouled, gonna go shoot a pair. That's what I'm talking about right there. Every coach loves that. Amaya Trebun Boyd into the game for Emma Nesbitt. This is the first time we've seen Amaya tonight. Another common face on the JV court. So nice to see some of these kids that get a lot of minutes in those games, getting some minutes in this varsity game.
Took that free throw in. Weber out of 15 total.
Should note, Amaya is a junior for the Jayhawks.
So Marley Shizzle had gone out with an ankle challenge, has it iced up down below.
What was I doing? I didn't even.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was out till I see her coming back. Must have missed that, or we were off on one of our tangents.
Well, hopefully she's all right.
5:39, ball goes up, high off the board. Weber tries to pull it in, but Grant came charging, trying to get that back, and draws the foul.
Weber gets up smiling, like expected.
Second team foul, second one for Grant.
Ireland Truitt. Truitt's into the game.
Got Ellie DeVore out there too, freshman. Maya Trayvon Boyd also in the game.
So we've got mostly, or I guess pretty much all JV, typical JV players in right now. Maya Trayvon Boyd on the board. Nice rebound and right back up.
Coach Conrad says he really likes how she's really evolved and developed here in the second part of the season.
She's come a long ways, and one thing about Amaya is she is super fast and quick. And yes, that is two different things.
Do you want to elaborate on the differences?
Well, quickness would be like quick feet. You know, you can move your feet quickly. Fast would be getting from one spot to another in a short amount of time.
And looks like got another one in the game. I don't know who that is, 34 there. Maybe you do, Luke. It's coming from the JV side on Jesup's end of things.
34. I apologize. I do not have the name there.
Ball out of bounds. Continuous clock here. 3:40 to roll. Trayvon Boy.
Apologies to the family of 34. Unfortunately, Nate and I are old enough to where some of these younger ones, we don't always know.
Yeah.
We don't always know.
We got
Maya, big shot, three-pointer.
Continue to build on that total. Take her to 5 now.
Just under 3 to go in this fourth and final quarter. Jesup. So we see Brian Larson on the far end, and Larry Baldwin stepping in
over
to talk to Brian Larson. Brian, of course, the head coach of our Jayhawk softball team.
Yeah, they got pitchers and catchers reporting already, doing a little indoor winter throwing and catching.
Larry Baldwin, of course, the longtime head coach of basketball, baseball, and just about everything else at Jesup at one time or another. Maya with an extra step in there.
And you've been your dad your entire life.
My entire life, yeah. I think he probably thought about...
There's a credit he doesn't usually probably bring up as much.
He probably thought about adjusting that a couple times, especially in my younger years. But nice job by 34. I feel terrible.
Yeah, I was trying to think, who can we message to try and get that figured out? You probably got somebody in your Rolodex you can reach out to.
Yeah, I think we'll see if we can get a name here. I don't like the idea of leaving this.
Saying 34, yeah.
Let's see who else we got over there.
Would Wymore have an idea, maybe?
Let's check out. Let's see.
1:10 to go as this game revolves down. 63-13.
Okay,
I see where you went.
I think we've got it coming in, Nate.
Okay.
Got some school teachers on.
We got them on speed dial.
We've got them.
See, she doesn't know either.
She doesn't know. She's looking at her roster. Okay.
Well, strike
we
one.
tried.
Strike one. 28 seconds remain.
We do know Schilling is the last name.
Okay, you did get that far.
We got that far.
So Schilling. Ball goes out of bounds as Maya Zalba last to touch. If anything, she's getting a lot of attention, a lot of our attention here the last 4 minutes of this game.
Big deal.
She doesn't even know it.
So we've got Sydney Hall at the line to shoot a pair. She makes the first. So the Mustangs will close with at least 15 on the night.
Jesup will go to 12-3. East Marshall 5-13 on this 23-24 campaign. As the clock,
that's it.
Clock was short to start. No.
We've got all sorts of clock hijinks going on tonight.
A lob in and
just hold it up. There you go.
That'll
Schilling. Good bit of sportsmanship 15. For Schilling at the end of the game there. Laney Schilling.
You got that right.
Laney Schilling.
Karma came
Karma
through for
Schmidt.
you.
I should have gone to Karma in the first place. Thank you, Karma.
63-15. Again, our final score, leading score for Jesup, 15 points for Peyton Weber, freshman coming in off the bench, 14 for Emma Bose. And it was bench points tonight for Jesup. Leading scorer on the other side of things, Morgan Newroth, ends the night with 4 points. Luke, any final comments as we close out the girls' game?
You know, I got to say, with the shot clock weirdness we had, that just seemed like a very long and kind of a odd game, but Jayhawks came out, did what they were expected to do in this game, took care of business. I do again want to give a shout out to Morgan Newroth, the senior from East Marshall. Plays tough every time I've seen her. She is a senior. I've watched her for years here, and she's a good player. But congrats to the Jayhawks. Way to make it 12 and on to the next one tomorrow night.
All right, boys, coming up next, be a new link, a new post on YouTube and also on our Facebook channel. Girls game again tomorrow night, 5 o'clock tip for Jesup and Owine. For Luke Baldwin, our on-site producer Anthony Baugh, as well as our camera operator Eric Clark, I'm Nate Claybert from the upper patio here in the Jesup South Gym. And final score, girls win tonight, 63-15. Check this game again on replay as well as a lot of other events on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. This is the Jayhawks Sports Network, Harlan Technology, the music courtesy of bensound.com. Go Jayhawks and good evening.